Hello everyone, this is Plankera, and welcome to my universe. Today, I'm going to continue rigging Shalom from Path to Nowhere. So last time I did most of the bigger picture stuff for up here, the upper left, while I revisit those turns. So now I just kind of need to clean it up and make sure everything is where I want it to be and how I want it to look. So this morning I was taking a quick look at the front bang here. Excuse me. And it's mostly good. I just need to fix up some things there, as it tends to be. On the bright side, I think the face is looking pretty good, because I spent a pretty good amount of time just trying to get that face looking correct too. And I think it's looking pretty okay. So, time to get all of this looking smooth and pretty and... getting so close to the end of the head turns. Finally. Feels like it's been 87 years. I am almost free. I can feel that freedom in my heart. It's coming. But for now, time to clean up some more hair. Okay, so I'm having to decide where I wanted to start here, because there was something a little bit off on the top, so I started there this time. But now I think I have that in mostly the right spot. Just checking things out up here before I declare it good. And I think I actually want to start at the tips, like I normally do. I do like starting just at the very tip of her hair there. Alright, but so far so good. I think it's looking good. Yeah, I think I can definitely be happy with that. I'm just checking the transition here, all of these kind of light spots, and all those little lines moving through, and I think they're doing well. Just need to be cleaned up. Yes. Okay. So I'm just gonna go right into the tips here. Gotta clean those up and make them look very nice now. Man, it's gonna feel so weird once I'm no longer doing all the hair. My life has just been hair for, like, the past 150 episodes. The past 150 days have just been... Okay, time to do more hair. Oh, guess what? It's hair time. Gotta line up the hair with everything. And it's just gonna be done, and I'm not gonna know what to do with myself anymore. It's such a weird thought. I mean, I'm sure that there's gonna be something that I find hard when I go into the body turns too, but... Man. But, like, I think the body turns are just gonna be so much easier because I don't plan to move the body very much. She just gotta wiggle a little bit. enough to hopefully make the model not look very stiff. But the head turns I wanted to push a little bit harder, so that this way her head could move a little bit more and have a little bit more range and just look more interesting. That is just not the case for what I'm hoping for the body. I mean, I'm not even sure if I want the feet to move at all, for example. I did separate them so I could do a little bit of foot movement if I decided that I wanted to. But I was seriously considering just having them be locked in place down there. Have everything else move around it. And, I mean, I still might do that. Seems like a pretty good idea. I don't want to get too caught up on the body, because when it comes to models like this, you rarely see anything from the waist down, so that just seems like a lot of work for not a lot of benefit. But for now, tips the bangs. They always take me a little while to go through, just because there are so many little color changes and textures going on throughout here. And I like to take my time with them. I like to just do this part at a, well, not just this part, but honestly, any time that I'm working on this, I just have been liking to go at a fairly leisurely pace. I do my speed paints on the weekend, and that's always pretty intense. So it's kind of nice just to be able to go at the pace that I want. Honestly, that's been one of my, one of the areas that I had the most difficulty with when I record myself. Of that, I kind of want to go at a nice leisurely pace, sometimes take a break to go read something or whatever else. But then I have this recording on. And so it's encouraging me to, you know, just keep going. Just keep going. Fortunately, even with the camera on, I can still go fairly slow. I don't feel the need to speed up or anything. I guess it helps keep me a little bit more focused. Won't let me get lazy. So it's not so bad. Still feels a bit weird, though. Haven't gotten used to it. I just think it's funny how different things feel when I know that I'm going to be posting them on the internet later, versus, I don't know, I just put pixels on the canvas and ooh, it's shiny. Just kind of doing what I want. Or maybe there's some part of me out there that's still a little bit self-conscious about my process. Since I can only describe it as somewhat nonsensical. Even I don't know what I'm going to be doing on a given day. It keeps things exciting. Okay, I think I've gotten most of just that side working out for me. I just want to go all the way up to where this color transition happens. Where it goes from purple to more of this dusty white area. Because there's a little strand that goes up there that was getting a bit crooked. So I wanted to straighten that out there. But I think so far so good. Things are moving well and everything's just kind of working out here. I like days like that. Or I don't really feel like I have to just completely mold over something or push things around and be like, no, I don't think that's right. All these other things. It's like, nah, it's just working out. Life is good. Oh, and then the autosave is here to help. It's like I was wondering why it wasn't letting me click on my layer for a second there, but I was like, oh. That's not a problem, that's just autosave. Okay. So I think that there's still a couple little things that I want to fix at the bottom here. I do like to try to get all of those little lights and shadows lining up just right. Right through here. It's like it's a bit of hair right next to her eyes, so I don't mess around. Gotta get it just right. No matter how much nonsense that means I have to do. But like I said, things are going pretty well today, so I haven't felt like I've had to do that much nonsense. Just try something, see if it works, and if it doesn't, come back and try again. It's pretty okay. I still just look at her hair and I'm just... It really is just so pretty. I say this often, but I can't help it. Her hair is just way too pretty. That's why I want to do what's necessary to get it to look really nice. I just think it'd be such a shame if I didn't make her hair look pretty. Okay. Gradually working my way through toward the other side of this first strand. Almost through the first one. The tips of the front bangs are always just so slow. I mean, the front bang in general is just always a little bit slow. There is more to it than a lot of the other ones. But it's pretty, so I'll forgive it. So now, what I'm looking at here, did not mean to double click that. I guess useful tip for people that want to use Inochi2D, double clicking on your layers will zoom you right to them. But it'll zoom you out a little bit too. It is not a feature that I personally use that often. Okay, what I was saying before is right now what I'm paying attention to is kind of the angle of this highlight, where it goes down and then it kind of comes out a bit and goes back down. So that I want to try to replicate. And I also want to check against the top head turn here just to make sure that I have everything moving the way I want it to. Although it looks like this part actually isn't moving quite right through here. There is actually a surprising amount to this little highlight right down here. And I've found it a little bit difficult to work with because it's a little bit hard to see against her skin. So in fact, you know what? We're gonna go into silly floating head mode here. So that this way I can see just a little bit better. Or floating face, I should say. Get rid of the head. Just so that this way I can see the tips of her hair a little bit better. Because they really do blend into her skin quite a lot. And it makes it a little bit hard to see. So we'll just be mildly cursed for a little bit. But that's okay, considering all the sheer number of cursed things I've had to do to make this model, this is pretty tame. This is indeed pretty tame. It's not that bad. Okay, that's looking a bit better. Still got this little highlight here getting thin. So let's fix that. How do I fix that? It's just like, oh yes, let's fix it. And then I look at the vertices that I have to work with and I'm like, oh no. Okay. I think I found it though. When things are not as straightforward as you're hoping. It's alright, it was straightforward enough. Okay. So now I can look very closely at all of this. And I can even see a little better than before, because I turned off her face. Turned off the head. It's fine, she doesn't need it right now. Gotta say, I'm looking forward to making a showcase for this. I don't think I could do a very good Shalom impression, but I will do my best. I think I can at least imitate her speech cadence. So, that I should be able to do, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make myself sound like her. I've never been super good at that. Voice acting is hard. I remember when I was tiny, there were some people making game projects, but of course this was I guess mid-2000s. And game engines weren't really a thing yet. So these were just very hopeful people learning how to code and getting caught up in doing cool stuff instead of actually making the game. So there were people recruiting some people for doing voiceovers, and I tried to do some of those. That was a lot of fun. Of course, it was all amateur stuff put together by a bunch of teenagers. So it never really went anywhere. But it was still a lot of fun to try. Okay, so now the parts of the tips at the very bottom are much lighter than the parts a little further up. And now I need to line up where that color change should happen. So that's what I'm taking a look at now. There we go, that's already much better. And even here, there's another color change where you can see here it's more purple and here it's more gray. So I need to get that one lined up too. That's why I always say that these bangs are just far more complicated than they actually look. There's a lot to it. And as someone whose style is pretty simple, I admit, sometimes I get a little bit intimidated by the sheer amount of stuff in this hair. Okay. I think I've finally gotten to the end of the first one. But it looks good. So I am okay with this. So now, let's get this shadow. It kind of separates these two strands from each other. Looking just as good. For me, at least, it is always funny to see just how much more detailed the front of her hair is compared to, like, the stuff back here. Where, strand from hell aside, I can generally do this entire area, sometimes even on the other side, in, like, half a session. Versus here, I generally spend 2 just getting the front bang. Just the front bang. Looking right. So I just think the difference in the level of detail and how particular I am on getting everything just right. How different that is for certain parts of her. Okay. So I want to get the angles, like, right through here. Just right, too. So I'm paying attention to both the angles on this highlight and the shadow right next to it. Both of them are important here. And they kind of help determine the overall shape of the bang there. Oh boy, okay. I'm actually going to consult the mesh for this one. Because there's a spot at the bottom here where I feel like it's getting thin on this side and bulging on this side. But I'm like, how do I move this? What did I do to the mesh here? I'm so sorry, little mesh. I hope you were not too injured. Okay, I think I understand. Yeah, that's definitely better. I think I can do even better than that, though, so let's take another dive in there Oh, good, and there's a vertex in the spot that I was looking at, and it's not just random lines that I have to try to figure out how to wrangle. Ah, most excellent. It's so much easier when there's just a nice little vertex down there. I was a little bit worried. Okay. Doing a little bit better there. Let me see if I can get away with moving this just a touch upward. So now I'm really making sure that it lines up with the top there. I'll probably check the diagonal in just a little bit, but I am pretty confident that it'll line up as long as it's lining up with the left and the top. Because I think I have the left and the top looking really, really good now. I have the utmost confidence. Hopefully that confidence is not misplaced. So I'll check that in a little bit, but I want to get things lined up here the way I want them to be first. Because it's pretty close. It's really close. There's just a couple of little twitches in the highlight here that I am not quite fully happy with. Yeah, still there. Well, part of it's the top, so let's go ahead and grab that first. This needed to come a little bit more over here. And it is probably related to what I'm seeing anyway. Yeah, I think that's pretty okay. That got about half the problem. Maybe a bit more than half, actually. You can see I'm moving these very, very gently. I do not want to move them very much at all. Because I think it's really close to being there. Really, really close. I cannot even describe how close this is. And in fact, it's so close that I'm worried that it might be her eye that is distracting me. A little bit, yes. It's okay, she doesn't need two eyes right now. She'll have two eyes by the end. Makes me glad that we can hide layers so easily here. Because then, if anything is distracting me, I just push it off to the side and worry about it later. Then I can really isolate each little piece, make the changes that I need to without getting distracted. It's very nice. Alright, I think that part's looking good now. But in doing so, I changed something that maybe I shouldn't have, and now I need to fix it. That's okay, it's an easy fix. Okay. Looks like I finally get to move on to the next one. Let's go. So now, rather than paying attention to the shape of this little highlight here, I'm actually paying attention to the shadow right next to it. So now I'll be looking at this forked one all the way up through here, and I tend to kind of take this entire clump together. It's just a nice, convenient way to look at it all. Since there's a clear division between this shadow and this highlight. So, makes it easy to kind of think of them all as one little clump. But honestly, I feel like this area is looking pretty good. I don't think I need to change very much. Honestly, I think I'm just glad I decided to go ahead and unset the hair on the corners here. Because it just wasn't working out, and I think I gave myself much less work than I would have if I tried to save the work that I did before. Sometimes it really is easier just to say, nope, doing it again. Even if it is perhaps a little bit sad. So right now I want to kind of line up where the transition is again. And even here, you can see that there's the purple, then there's the transition purple, and then there's the part where it starts getting really white. So I want to line up all three of those spots. Get them just right. And here, if you look closely, you can see that it looks like this group that I talked about before is like tilting a little bit toward the right. It's like, look at, it moves just a little bit toward the right. I'm actually going to check the diagonal here real quick. But yeah, I think it looks okay. Now then. Other thing I was concerned with is there's this line coming down here, and then there's a dark spot kind of connecting that to down here. And it is not shaped quite right. That's not really in the area that I'm worried about right now, but it was bothering me and making it a little bit hard for me to see how I needed to be moving things. So I figured that I'd just take a quick look at it. And try to get it over to where it needs to be. Let my brain follow its whimsy. It's fine, I have to get it all looking right eventually. So I don't think there's any harm in taking a look at that spot now. Alright, so that where that line connects here is no longer bothering me, so back to what I was doing before. Get the tips of her bangs and the transition colors here looking very nice. Okay. So I think I got that part looking pretty much the way I want it now. I think it's pretty good. So let's go back to the tips. Knowing me, I'll probably need to make more adjustments up there later, but that's fine. I can do that. That's kind of the good thing about being an artist. You can do what you want within your pictures. Or anything you make. It's just all there. And it's all yours. Okay. So looking at those tips, honestly, I think that they mostly look okay. I don't actually think that I need to change these ones too much. There's maybe a little bit of distortion right there, but that's like it. I really do just feel like that they already look pretty good. You love to see it. Interpolation helping me out here. Oh, got a sneeze coming, hold on. Took a second, didn't want to come out. It's like it was there, bothering me, saying, oh hey, you're gonna sneeze in a second, and then it just stood there awkwardly and was like, okay, maybe I don't actually want to come out. But it did in the end. I just keep getting distracted by all the stuff further up. But I think that's just because the bottom part actually looks pretty good. And I don't really see things that I need to fix in it. So I will say that that's an okay problem to have. Just getting distracted because everything else looks good. I am okay with this. Okay, yeah, I think this is looking pretty good. Yeah, very nice. Everything is lining up well. I'm happy today. I like it when things go well. Go figure, right? And it feels good. Oh, I think the autosave is back, yep. I was like, why can't I let her nod again? Need her to be shaking her head so this way I can check it. But, just the autosave there doing its best. Might need to adjust the time there, but I probably have it pretty good. I remember when I was rigging my personal model here, and initially I had it set to autosave every 5 minutes or so, and it became a problem because the further I went, the longer it took to save. So every 5 minutes, I was just losing this big old chunk of time, and it started driving me crazy. So I changed it to every 15 minutes. I think 15 minutes is pretty alright, though. I don't experience too many crashes. As long as I'm not trying to do something silly. I'm just carefully adjusting this highlight now, trying to get the shape to match up with the left turn here. All the little details down there are so delicate that it's actually a little bit tricky sometimes. Man, I put a lot of vertices down there. There's just so many dots. So many dots. Well, look, I've gotten through the middle one now, and now I'm on the one at the end. Almost there. Have to get comfortable again. Had to adjust my feet earlier because my foot fell asleep. But now it's just cold, so putting it back where it can be nice and warm. Alas, I'm not overheating my computer enough to be able to use it as a proper heater. Need to work my graphics card a little bit more. Okay, looking good. I think I can be pretty happy with that. Alright, let's fix the tip of the strand. And I think after that, that's gonna be the end for the tips, and I can actually turn her head back on. And not just be stuck in floating face mode. I don't even know why this vertex is here right now. I guess there is a little bit of texture tied to it. Man, that looks so funny. Okay. Back to what I was doing here. Okay, I think that is the tips of the bangs. Let's see, is there anything else I want to adjust here? Not really, honestly. Okay, let's go ahead and turn her head back on and her eye. We will let Shalom have 2 eyes once again. She will have depth perception once more. Okay, so I guess I'll just start working my way up and grabbing all the other various hair-based landmarks here. So the first one that I tend to like to dig into would be, you know, these strands going through here, and sometimes this highlight. But I actually think that highlight's looking okay, so I don't think I have to do anything to it. And honestly, I don't even think these strands look that bad. There's only a few areas that they really need to be fixed in. So that's pretty sweet. Sometimes these little guys can be a little bit difficult to work with, so I'm kind of glad to see them doing well here. So I guess I'll just make a few adjustments here and there and try to line up the triangles a little bit better, so that everything looks nice and shiny, just the way I want it. Alright, not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, so there's a little bit right there, that light spot right next to those strands, that I didn't feel was quite going to the right place. It needs to come out here just a little bit more. Something like that. Okay, but I think that actually seems okay. Okay, maybe not right there. I think that might be poofing out just a little bit too hard. Too bad, because I like it when I can make things super poofy like that. It makes me happy. But what doesn't make me happy is squirming. So I can't leave it that poofy, unfortunately. Very sad. But it's okay, it's for the best. I think that's looking pretty good. If anything, I might have de-poofed it just a little bit too much. Well, I'm not going to complain about making things a little bit poofier, so... Alright. Looking okay there. Now that I look at it, there's a spot here that's not lining up quite the way I want. This right here looks a little bit weird. And I'm wondering if there's a way I can make it look a little bit less weird. There might not be. I guess that's a little bit less weird. Okay, let's try to make it a little bit less weird here too. Yep, that's a little bit less weird. I'll take it. Cool. Oh man, am I gonna be able to finish the front bang in one session instead of two? You know, mostly. Because the last thing I really need to do is just straighten out this. I think it's all in the right place. But yeah, straighten out the shadow going down here, and I think everything will look great. Today is a good day. So let's go ahead and get this nice and smooth, just like everything else. Yeah, feels good. Just be able to get all this done. So there's here, there's maybe the little part up there, but that's not a lot left to do. Everything just came together today. Interpolation definitely had my back. 'Cause everything just looked good from the beginning, and everything else was just small tweaks. Just small little tweaks. Today really is a good day. I even slept decently, so maybe I'll actually be able to get some art done today, because I've been working on some pictures. And the past couple of days I haven't been able to do quite as much as I've been wanting. Well, yesterday didn't count. Yesterday was speed paint day. So I spent my drawing time doing a speed paint. Okay. Yep, that looks pretty good. Still got some time, so I guess I'll go poke at this. Because I actually feel like the side bank here is mostly looking good. Because I normally hold off on doing this piece until this part is looking okay, but... well, I mean, if it's already looking okay, then let's just clean it up a little. I do think I want this bit over on the top to go a little bit further this way, though. Is that another autosave helping me out? Yep, sure is. Thank you for your services, autosave. Okay. There we go. Time to just make things neat. Clean it all on up. Though honestly, it doesn't look that crunchy at all. Alright, let's take a look. See how things are shaking out. Looks like some of these vertices are sliding upward a little bit, but let me double check that out 100% and make sure that I'm not just getting caught up in something silly, because I think I might be. Sure am. No problem. Okay. Not gonna worry about it then. Well, in that case, I think that's a front bang that's done. Yeah. Well, that was easy. I like it when it's that easy. Everything just worked out today. Today is a good day. Yep, diagonal still looks good. Everything is here, and I can just have her look around and... Hooray! Okay. So if I go... Yep, seems pretty good. Go all the way up and down. Well... Let's see, do I want to just mess with anything else real quick before I stop? Yeah, I guess I can do a little bit with this underneath part. Because I think here and kind of around the tunnel is going to be next. And that will be what I do tomorrow. Where'd it go? Okay. Because I think I just want this dark part to move a little bit further this way. It's a bit messy right now, but I don't think I'm going to smooth it out just yet. Because I think I'm just going to work on that part tomorrow. But indeed, that is how I want it to go. So, alright, I think this is where I will stop for today. So, thank you all for coming. And I hope you're able to make something wonderful today. I'll see you all tomorrow.